Hey, how are you? Hope all of you are well and are keeping safe. It's your CPA Manish here on 25th of November 2020. It's a Wednesday. And first of all, I want to wish you all a very safe and a very happy Thanksgiving. Today, we are going to discuss the business use of the vehicle and its tax deductibility. We want to discuss that if we are using a vehicle, a car for the business purpose, then how do we deduct the expenses on that vehicle, on that car from the business income? And what are the caveats involved? What we should be careful about? What is allowed, what is not allowed, so on and so forth. It's a very involved topic. It has a lot of dimensions. So we will do a series of small videos on this just so that we don't pack a lot of information just in one video. We'll do 3 or 4 videos on this in next 3 or 4 days. Hopefully I'll send you one small video every day. That way it's easy for you during this long weekend to get everything under control on that. So first of all, a legal disclaimer, this presentation is only for education purpose. It is not to be construed as any kind of advice, okay? Now, what is the business use of the vehicle? So first of all, what is very simple and what is very important for you to know is that if you use a vehicle or whatever use of the vehicle is, for you to go from home to office and office to home, that is not considered as a business use. From home to office and office to home is considered a commute. It is not considered a business use. So for a business person who is using a vehicle only to go from home to office and back from office to home, there is no business use of vehicle whatsoever. That is just a commute. There is no business use. Business use is when you go to visit your client, you go to visit your customer or your patient. You go to meet your business partners like your accountants, attorneys, pension actuaries, for the business purpose. Or if you go to a bank or post office or Staples or Home Depot or any supply store to buy something for your business, not to buy something for your home or your household. So if you visit your client, patient, customer, if you're using the vehicle to visit the bank, post office, supply store, if you're using the vehicle to visit your business partner, then all those uses are called business use. And that is called the business use of the vehicle. Okay. Now you have to think in your mind. First of all, take the commute out. And then whatever you are using the vehicle for, how much percentage of that use can be attributable to the business use? So take the commute out and now think about a vehicle which you are using for the business and think about how much percentage of that business, of that use, can you attribute to these business causes, okay? And if the answer is that I use less than 50% for business purpose, if I use less than 50% for business purpose, then I can take a straight simple deduction. And the straight simple deduction is at the rate of 57.5 cents per mile for the number of miles I used the vehicle for the business. Very simple, okay? So take the commute out, the remaining use, think about how much of that use is business use. And if the answer is I use very little, I use less than 50% for business, then your math is very simple. As many miles you use for the business, those miles multiplied by 57.5 cents is the amount you can take as a deduction against your business income. Very simple. Okay. But say you use more than 50%. So again, take commute out, and out of the remaining use, how much is business use? And the answer is, I do more than 50%. Okay. If you do more than 50%, then you are allowed to do actual expense as deduction. Okay. For you to take actual expenses deduction, the use for the business has to be more than 50%. What can you take as actual deduction? On your screen, you can take gas and oil. You can take repairs and maintenance. That could be a big one. You can take registration fees and taxes. You can take DMV license fees. You can take auto insurance. Auto insurance could be a big one too for that vehicle, right? You can take garage rent. If you put your vehicle in a garage, you can take garage rent, but this is not the garage we are talking about at your home. This is the garage rent you're paying at your business location, at your practice location. That's the garage rent, business use of the garage. And toll and parking fees. So you can take actual expense that you spent on all these line items: gas, repairs, registration, license, insurance, garage rent, toll, and parking fees. And then you can take one more thing. One more thing. If it is a leased vehicle, you can take the lease payments also. If it's a lease vehicle, you can take lease payments also. And if it is a vehicle that you have bought, then you will be able to take two things. If it is leased, you only take lease payments. But if it is bought, you can take two things. One, you can take the depreciation for the vehicle. And in future videos, we are going to discuss the depreciation, how it is calculated. And then because you bought this, possibly by taking an auto loan, you can take the interest on that auto loan also as a deduction against your business income. Okay. So all these line items plus lease payments or depreciation and interest on auto loan, you can take all these on actual basis if you are using the vehicle more than 50% for business. Okay. But at the same time, be mindful not to forget to take the personal use percentage out. Okay. So let me give you an example. Let me think about my own vehicle and let me think about my car that I use mostly for the business. I take the commute out, and from the remaining, I'm thinking, how much do I visit my clients and how much do I visit the bank and the office and the business partners? And it comes to 75%. Okay, in my example. Now 75%, because it is more than 50%, I can use this actual expense as deductions, right? If it was less than 50%, I would have to take the 57.5 cents multiplied by the business miles, right? But because it is 75%, more than 50%, I can go on actual basis. On actual basis, let me take gas and repairs and registration and license, insurance, everything. And the total that I spent on this car for the whole year is $10,000. Okay. In my example, it's $10,000. I can add the lease or the depreciation and interest, but to keep the example simple, let's say the total actual cost is $10,000. I cannot take $10,000. Remember, because I'm using 75% for the business, 25% I'm still using for personal purpose. So out of the actual expense of 10,000, I should take deduction only of 7,500, and I must take out $2,500, 25% for personal use, and take only 7,500 as deduction. You know, that is how it works. So two things that we discussed today. Number one, What are the uses that count? Commute doesn't count. Everything else, you visiting your customer, client, patient, and to bank and post office and supply stores and business partners, all that counts. And taking commute out, you have to think how much you use for the business. If it is less than 50%, 57.5 cents per mile. If it is more than 50%, you can take actual expenses, total up the actual expenses, but then again, you again have to take the personal percentage out and take only the business percentage into deduction. Okay. I hope this was made easy for you. Tomorrow or day after, I'll come up with the next dimension of the same topic and we'll discuss this topic further. Till that point in time, take care and stay tuned. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Take care. Bye-bye.